Test 1 2, test 1 2, test. Testing from the Juanki speaker. Testing from the Juanki speaker. Can you guys hear me up in YouTube land? Test. Let me get the messages up here. Let me get me some iced tea that I made earlier. ASMR. I got iced tea. Can you hear me? Well, good evening, Naris 21. Can you hear me? I'm gonna have a piece of a brownie, and some iced tea. Oh my God. Hello, Miss Coloring View, Miss Viewers of View. How are you? Oh my gosh, guys, I am back. It took 2 days for me to get back into the routine of things. I am back. I'm back on the East Coast. Let's see. Miss View says, last I heard you were ordering turkey and Bojangles. Love that chicken of Popeyes. Yes, we are going to be cooking the Popeyes Thanksgiving turkey. Drop a bomb on that. Love that chicken of Popeyes. And I am still tired, Miss Views of You. I'm back in New York. It took me 2 days to get myself together because I came from London, and I was in New York for just a few hours, and the very next morning I had to get on a plane and go do an errand for Hulk. All bookings go through me. And when it comes down to the business and Hulk's business, my signature is gold, and so is my face sitting in these meetings and stuff like that. So I had to go represent and go to a 1 day meeting. So I flew in, did the thing, kissed some babies, shook some hands, had some dinners, and then the next day at 6 a.m. I was back on the plane at 6 a.m. Miss View says, so glad that you are back and safe. Yes. And some people were like sending me messages concerned about the cancellation of flights, because if you remember, please hit the like button. Thank you. If you remember, the flights were getting canceled, right? And when we were out there in London, I got the news on I was checking out the news and all that. But luckily, thank God, international flights were left alone. So all the cancellations and all that was for domestic flights. No international flights were finagled with, so we were fine. Ms. View says the offered threesome, soda 7-Up with a backwash and turkey from a fast food chain in America. And look, Miss View, Mother Trisha Lane, Naris 21, dropped a video a few hours ago, and she said, "Get to work." Miss View, Mother said, "Get to work," and I'm here to clock in, drop a bomb on that. Okay, that airplane was everything. I love the space. Oh yes, I'm gonna come through and do some reviews and stuff. We took some video. They gave you pajamas, Miss View. I changed into my pajamas, and then when it was time to make the bed, I went around the front and I went to my husband's bed, and I was making my husband's bed, and all the flight attendants were like, "Oh, isn't that cute?" Yep. And then on the other flight, though, the one coming back, we flew Polaris and United. And at some point, I went up to the front to, I don't know what I needed something. Oh, I needed a mattress for I was going to turn down and go to bed. So I needed the mattress. And I went up there, and the flight attendant was just like, she was taking her break, and she was like, "Oh my God, your ring is so beautiful. Are you a newlywed?" And I'm like, "Yes." And, I'm looking at my ring, and she was like, "Oh, it's so nice." And she's like, "It's similar to the one on," and she mentioned his name. And I'm like, "Oh, yes, Mr. So-and-so, that's my husband." And she's like, "Oh, she was like, "He looks so mean and so aggressive." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's my husband." She was like, "You guys got matching rings." They're not matching rings, Miss View. His has a variation Well, I like to believe mine has variation. But isn't that something that the flight attendants, first of all, we weren't even sitting together on the way back in Polaris. Um, he was one row before me, and I was one seat behind him. Um, and these women are like peeping everything. They are staring you down. They are reading you. They are checking you out, clocking the wedding rings, clocking whether or not he's a homo sapien or a homosexual. What is he? You know, she was clocking him. Oh yeah. Oh, she was clocking him. Yes, that white lady was clocking my man. You know, but I know that my man don't like no white meat, so I have nothing to worry about. Anyway, I was two days ago. It was about maybe 5:30 in the morning, Miss Views of You, 5:45. Mother, Trisha Lane. I'm clocking in. That's me clocking in. Okay. I'm gonna do a quick shift and then I'm gonna get off. Miss View, you would not believe what my ears was listening to. I chose not to come through live because I was jacked up. My hair was messed up. My lashes was not in. You know, I looked like I had a rough night at the club, and then I couldn't get an Uber, and I needed to like take the train and walk the rest of the way home. All right, so I was like, I'm not. I already gave enough with the London trip and looking crazy. Let me tell you, if there's something I can do differently for these trips, these long haul trips, these 8 hours and 47 minutes on a plane overnight, would be to have all the materials I need to put myself together, because I was feeling crazy, Miss View. I was still like, and I slept. I slept, but a combination of two bottles of champagne, a combination of being up so early, getting ready to go to the airport and all that, the lounges, you know, TSA, getting into actual seat, then, you know, all of that. I felt crazy. I just remember telling Hulk, like, how do you feel? And he was like, oh, I'm fine. And I was like, I feel crazy. And I look crazy because, you know, I have my hair. I have a lot of hair. So it's like all over the place. But Miss View, in case you ever go to London, here's the thing that they're doing now. Well, I just discovered it. I'm sure they've been doing this since the beginning of time. But you know how you have lounges where when you depart, right? Before you go to your gate, you could spend some time at the lounge. You get your food. You can check your email. You know, when I was several jobs ago, I worked it out that I could like be off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then coming back to the office on Tuesdays. So I was working Tuesday to Thursdays, right? So what I would do, but Fridays I would work from home. This is pre-pandemic, when working from home wasn't a thing. And then so I was hanging out a lot in Dallas. You know, that's where the whole Emmett Till happened. You know, that was around that time. I was hanging around in Dallas, and because I was really considering moving out there, Miss View, right? So I used to go to the lounge, the Delta Lounge, and then just sit on my laptop. I would get there a couple of hours before my flight, and I could just send all my emails and have a nice little cocktail and all that, and be done with work, and then get on my plane, and then be lit by the time I landed in Dallas, and my friends were picking me up and having a gay old time for the weekend, right? But here's the thing, Miss View, right? What they're doing now, right, on the other end in London, when you land, there's the arrivals lounge, which I didn't know nothing about until this trip. The arrivals lounge is just that. You come in, and instead of you just grabbing your bags and going home, after you grab your bags, you go to the, you know, if you're flying in the proper, with the proper ticket, you go there, and Hulk and I took showers. We had breakfast. We were able to like get ourselves together, because in our bodies, it was 2 a.m., Miss View. But in London time, it was 6 a.m., 7 a.m. So, you know, it's like, okay, everybody's walking around me like, and they're going to work, and everybody's starting their day. And me, I'm feeling like I'm leaving the club right now. You know, so yeah, the arrivals lounge, and the arrivals lounges have showers and like, you know, a closed toilet, you know, like they'll have rooms with like the shower, the toilet, hair dryers, and the whole nine. And you just go in there. Nubiology, nice to see you, Nubi. And so a decompression time, yes, yes. And I recorded me in there, not naked, but I recorded the shower and all that. And it was one of the best pressurized showers, Miss View. I took like a, because I thought you had to get in and get out, right? So I went in. I took like a 10, 12 minute shower just to wake me up, Um, and then I came out and I'm waiting for my husband in the area where we could get the food and stuff like that. Incredible Hulk, he must have taken like a 45-minute shower. It was like 45 minutes. I was sitting out there. I saw two other flights come in with working girls, and these Brits were there waiting for the working girls, and they were chocolate girls getting their money, okay? With nails, hair, evening lashes on, the whole nine. And it's damn 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning. These girls are walking in with their titties oppressed. They're wearing their Fashion Nova bodysuits on, nails suppressed on, hair. They got the Remy long 40 inches down the back. I'm just like, and these Brits are just sitting there salivating, talking about, oh, it's nice to finally meet you. Oh, you do look like your pictures. Oh, where are we going after this? The whole night. So I'm sitting there, and then Hall comes out. But anyway, so yeah, there is such a thing called the Arrivals Lounge. So drop a bomb on that. I did not know about that. Let's see. Miss View says nothing like that to get you together. It got me together real quick, real fast, real soon. And then they had like natural juices. We had I had a breakfast there, and then we just took our bags and ventured off onto the train, which we recorded. The trains were so small. Incredible Hulk looks like a fucking giant in them. His head, he has to bend down because the head touches the ceiling. But overall, it was a good time. Anyway, fast forward 2 days ago, I was in another state. I was at the lounge, getting ready to come back to New York City. This is post London, newbie. Okay, I already got here from London. I had like one night here, and then I had to go do an errand for my husband, a business meeting for my husband, right? It was just a one-nighter. So then it's about 5:45, right? I went to TSA, I went through Clear, the whole nine. You know me, I always got the express because I do not want to stand in no damn line, So I'm sitting in the Delta Sky Lounge at this particular airport, and guess who comes in? Now, I know that some people might not like who I'm about to talk to, but Mother Trisha Lane says everybody needs to get to work, and I'm here, and I clocked in. Drop a bomb on that. The one and only Castro Canon, drop a bomb on that. He comes through. And I'm not a hater. I still support Castro Canon. I still follow him and I still listen to his videos. Because sometimes it's just the outrageousness of it all, right? So I'm like, oh, let's see what Castro's talking about at 5:45 in the morning. It's kind of early, right? Is he about to serenade the people? Or is he on a drunken stupor? Or is this gonna be a back and forth with his nemesis, So I'm like listening to him. Castro Canon, Castro Canon, Castro Canon. This one's for you. This one's for you. And I may just put the title, your name on the title. You're right. I'm listening to Castro Canon talk about the same rehash thing. The same rehash shit from before. Talking about, I really gonna detach myself. And we all know who he's talking about. Jay Wilson. We all know he's talking about. Like, I just don't understand it. We've been here before. Talk about, and they're talking about something that was so traumatic for me and this, that, and the third. And then he said, Miss View, this is when the bullet, okay? This is when the bullet had the words Juanki Pro on them and was sent to Juanki's world. He said something along the lines of, people look down up, people who are educated, okay, Miss View, okay, duck, Miss View, duck, because it's coming, Miss View. People who are educated think better than other people. I never said I was better than anybody, but I will not be ashamed for my education. Drop a bomb on that, okay, because I'm still fucking paying. I got one last motherfucking loan that's getting paid out, okay, paid out. Thanks to Obama, he forgave 5,000, but there was still another 10,000 lingering around. Okay, So Ms. View, he talking about the educated people, and I get that some of it. I will hope that 90% of what he was saying was towards Jay Wilson. But he's talking about, you should never, you could never, because you never know where you're gonna be tomorrow. And I get that part. I live my life like that. You just never know. I'm very blessed right now, but there've been times where it's been very hard, and I'm fully aware that everything I have, including health, can disappear within the blink of an eye tomorrow. I've seen it with other people. It doesn't get lost in me, But then he said, Miss View. Then he said, you got people that are on these cars, or walking around, crossing the street, standing in the corner. A car may just hit you. And then he said, or you people who sit on planes and come live from planes, talk about, I'm eating this, I'm doing this. What are you doing? And I'm so much better than you. Castro Canon, I never said I was better than you. You said I was better than you. Drop a bomb on that. And if you didn't verbatim said it, because you stutter a lot, you thought it. And if you didn't think about it, you acting as if it was. Drop a bomb on that. Okay? What? Miss View is it? Go listen to his video, Miss View. Wow, Yup. Because and then this is how I know. Ain't no other bitch have been coming through live from 35,000 feet, Miss Nubiology, like I did. The videos are right there. The last week, who been coming coming live from planes and shit? It's been me. I've not seen nobody else. Nobody else come through from planes and airports and lounges. So Castro Canon, let me tell you something. If you feel ways about, people with education, Miss View says, I saw he was live, but I turned over and went to sleep. Drop a bomb on that. All right, with that, let me take a sip of my iced tea. I make this iced tea from scratch. I'll give you the tricks. I take a pot of water. I put filtered water in the pot. Okay. I set the pot on the stove. I turn the stove on and I let the water boil. That's the most challenging part of it all. Just letting the water boil. Okay. After the water starts boiling, I then proceed to unwrap two Lipton tea bags. And then I drop them in the boiling water with the little strings on the side. And then I begin to teabag the pot. Okay, Miss View? Naris 21, what do you know about teabag? Then I proceed to teabag. Sorry. I need to work on that delivery a little bit better. Then I proceed to, in, out, up, down, like that. Bouncy time with the tea bags loaded, yes. Then you commence the tea bagging. Once you're sufficient and you had enough of the tea bagging, you let it sit there for a while. You just let it sit. You drop it in and let it sit there, Miss Few, okay? As you let it sit there, simmering in its own juice, you then get I got a nice little floral picture that my mom donated to me in one of my moves. Why the flowers? I don't know. It does not form a rainbow, but it got a whole bunch of flowers on it. And I put 2 scoops of brown sugar. I always keep it at 2 scoops because I don't believe in sweet tea like that. We're gonna do tea. We're not gonna kill each other. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna destroy our liver and our kidneys and stuff like that. So I just put 2 cups of brown sugar, and then Miss View, the key is Miss Nubiology and Naris 21 for you to pour your boiling hot water into the sugar. Whenever you're doing sweeteners, Naris 21, the reason why when you put sugar and stuff in your cold beverages, you see the cubes of sugar just floating around and they don't mix, is because it's cold and it won't dilute. You want it diluted in hot stuff. You know what I'm saying? So then you dilute it right there. And then what I do is I don't put water in there. I put ice. I just fill the other half with ice. And I let the ice just do its thing for a few hours. And that's how I do my award-winning. It's award-winning because my husband said so. Iced tea. Drop a bomb on that. Coming back to the bullfrog-looking mother effer. Okay? And I have confirmation right here. That message was for you, boo. I know. I know. I know. So, and Miss View, I'm sitting up this morning, getting ready to perpetrate and, do my thing, get out there and collect these coins, cash these checks, right? And I hear Brian, yes, lady with the red shoe, Brian, right? I hear Brian coming through this morning. And apparently Brian has been on the Manjaro, and he's been working out. Good for him. He's been sticking with it. So Brian, if you're listening to this, kudos to you. If I have my sound machine, I will give you the claps right now. A hand of applause right now. But I guess they're fighting. Every other day they're fighting, and every day in between they're okay with each other. Brian read him down to the motherfucking ground. He read him down to the ground. And then, Miss View, he shared with us, which I did not know. Do you know that did you know, Miss View, that Castro, Canon, and the Tommy are back together? Drop a bomb on that. Oh yes, there was sexual activity. According to word on the street, Castro Canyon performed anal fellatio on the Tommy recently. Drop a bomb on that. Okay? Anal fellatio. Performing anal fellatio to your abuser when he still has a pending case is diabolical to me. That is in some other level. That's some vixen, need to have it. She's gotta have it. Lola didn't care for nobody. That type of mess. Yes, Miss View, fellatio anally from the back to the Tommy. You have to the Tommy, as set by Tommy in Jay Wilson's platform. Okay, so Castro Cannon, I'm back to you. And thank you, Brian, for giving the tea. But Castro Cannon, I'm back to you. You're a joke, sir. Sir, you're a joke. Young man, you are a joke. Okay? You are a joke. It's weird shit. It's weirdo behavior. You're the reason why victims are not taken seriously. Okay? And don't come out here and be upset because people have, comments or have their own views on what they saw. You put it out there. You wanted to be, in the words of Brian, wanted to be Hollywood famous with your couple. Right? And don't you fucking dare swamp people. Don't you dare swamp man. Come at me because I have a few degrees under my belt. Just like you have no shame in your game of collecting Social Security checks and EBT checks and all of that as an able body. Because let me tell you, you might be slow. You might have a speech impediment. You might have a big ass forehead and look like a bullfrog. You might make poor decisions. You might be in love with your attacker abuser. You might be craving for attention so bad you're willing to put everything and anything on social media for the purposes of attention, whether positive or negative. Okay? You may be all of that. Oh, hello, mother. I clocked in, mother. Just a quick one. You said everybody get to work, and I am here. I am here, mother. I may be talking about some of your face, but it's just a content, mother. It's just a content. Okay? But so you might make all these poor decisions, you put it all on YouTube, but we can't say shit. We can't say shit. Right? You in your feelings and in your emotions and all of that. Because you're a clown, sir. You're a clown. And you need to stay in the swamps. You understand that you could never make it in the urban setting, like in a real urban setting. You can never go to like a city and hang out with the gays of a city. And they don't have to be queens. They don't have to be thuggies. They don't have to be, just period. You just don't have it. You don't have it. You understand? I'm holding in my hand 2 photographs. Okay? And neither one of you is your face. Okay? You're a joke, sir. So don't you come at 5:45 in the morning. If you got some shit to say to me or about me or towards me, tag me on it so I know. Tag me on it so I know. All right? I didn't say I was better than you. You said I was better than you. Okay? You said I was better than you. All right? Not the other way around. I never pulled that card. I don't pull that card on people. That's not a card that I even hold. You know, and if we need to get down and talk about credentials and accomplishments and stuff like that, if I push to, oh baby, I have 2 pages of a resume, solid, okay, solid. But I don't go there. I don't go there, and I don't have to go there. So don't stop making videos in the midnights of early mornings, hiding in the dark. Talk about, yeah, people coming from planes, talking about you this, you that, you better than. I never said I was better than anything. Not at all. Not at all. A lot of the times when I've shared shit, if anybody would just ask me, how did you do it? I will be happy to tell y'all how I did it. But y'all not interested in that. Okay? You, the bullfrog, swamp, Castro Canon, the radioactive can collector, Rico Deontay Barber, the barber. Okay? The dishonest hoe, honest row, Jero. Okay? Y'all not interested in learning how. Let me learn a little. Let me see how I can, none of that. Yeah. It's all about, for y'all, it's just coming through live, the click and the view and the attention, whether positive or negative. I don't crave fucking attention like that. I am what I am. It is what it is. I show what I want to show. You could feel how you want to feel about it. But if you're gonna run your mouth, be a man and tag me on this. Okay? Be a man and tag me on it, so you know, so I know that we got a problem, that we got some static. Okay, that we got some static. You're a joke. You're a fucking joke. You got beat the fuck up, bloody. Never have I seen in these streets, and I've been here for a long periodical of time. Check when the channel was created, over a decade. Never have I seen another content creator get fucked up in the face like they did to you. And then you're going to turn around with a fucking stay away order in between, playing with these judges, playing with these attorneys, and this is attorneys and these court systems, playing. Because if they gave you a protection order, it's because you are afraid, in danger for your life. And now we find out that you perform anal fellatio. That's when he eats him from the back to your abuser. Drop a bomb on that. And let's not forget that right after the attack, the dozens and dozens of videos of him with the bipolar behavior attacking the abuser, and then trying to send a peace offering, and then trying to just keep the shit going and going and going. You are toxic, sir. You are the definition of a toxic homosexual in our community. Absolutely. And everybody with a brain should steer clear. You belong with your abuser. Stay with him. That way he won't go out and abuse anybody else, who just abuse you. And that way you get abused by him and don't go fuck up a good man's life because you got all these unresolved issues. Let me tell you something, Castro, and I'm going to leave you with this because I'm just right about 30 minutes. Mother, it's a quick shift, mother. It's something I'm picking up real quick, okay? Now I'm going to go shower and get myself ready for my husband, the Incredible Hulk. Got to present the pussy, the whole nine. If I throw my pussy in the air, it'll turn into sunshine. That's what she said. But I'll leave you with this, Castro Canon. This is not the time for you to hit your star, for lack of a better term, to trash or to something that you know has no future. You're going to wake up one day like Rico, crying, hanging from, at 30-something years old, hanging and swinging from a doorknob, talking about nobody loved me. 35 years old. The whole nine. This is not, forget anything you learn about, in your 30s, no. Take your life seriously. Get off them fucking systems. Okay? We've seen you in the rain with an umbrella selling baskets, an honest living. Okay? Get off the fucking systems. Get some type of education. I'm not saying go get a 4-year degree. Quite frankly, I don't think you have what it takes to get a 4-year degree. Drop a bomb on that. But we're not going to go there. But get you a certificate of something. Get you a trade or something, a certificate of something. And stop depending on the systems. Because that man in that house is going to take everything away. Okay? And stay away from your abuser. Work on yourself. You know, when people fucking cuss you the fuck out, laugh at you, they're all gonna laugh at you. Bring you in panels and ridicule you. And you there like stuttering John. And then you're dumb enough to come back. A few videos later, you come back. Like nothing ever happened. Have a little bit more dignity for yourself. Have a little bit more respect for yourself and how people see you. Or the perception that you put out of what you want people to see you as. You see, let me tell you something. I know I'm not 90% of these homos says flavor over here, and I'm okay with it. Old, young, and in between. Duchess Kelly Love can't stand me. I can't stand that jingle ball makeup. I can't stand him either. Because I see right through him. And that's an old bitch. The Ricos. All right. The Bryans. The honest hoes. That's okay. None of them bitches pay my bills. None of them bitches have walked the life that I walked. None of them bitches have done the shit that I've done that y'all don't even see or know. I'm on a constant battle with my husband where he's like, you know, you have so much footage. And I'm like, I just don't want... Believe it or not, now this is not the production talking. This is just me talking down to earth. I am a very down to earth individual. And I learned from surrounding myself with positive people growing up and asking questions and watching them and learning what they were doing so that I can perfect it and make it my own. And that man not being liked, that man staying home a lot, that man being a late bloomer or boomer, whatever that, you know, whatever the word is. But now when I look back at my life, the jobs that I've had, the relationships and friendships that I've had, the countries that I've been to, the experiences I've had, the people I've met that really have left an imprint in my life. You know, if a 747 was to come through this window right now, and it's on autopilot with not one soul in there, and takes me the fuck out, Miss View, I will be okay because I feel fulfilled. At such an early age, I'm not even midlife yet. And that's because I didn't play no bullshit. You know, Castro, you want to put down education? You want to put down, you know, that we went to school and we had jobs on the whole nine, but that's what's allowed me to be who I am now and be carefree, truly carefree in a sense of, you know, I have a two-page. I can stand up if I don't have money tomorrow and I have to go somewhere else, I can produce that and get in. I can drop the fucking hood and speak proper and do what I got to do to get this check. Now, my question to you, Castro, is can you do the same? Okay? From the swamp lake that you sit at judging me and others with education, can you do the same? Instant Reality says, keep enjoying your life. It doesn't offend people who are happy with themselves. And on that note, I want to thank you guys for coming through. I'm trying to stay more consistent and do what we got to do. You know, so I got a lot of footage. Hopefully we can get that shit updated, edited. And Hulk and I will coming through with our podcast. Hulk has so much to say about London. But anyway, have a safe night. Get some rest. My folks that work tomorrow, go ahead and do the damn thing. We got to do what we got to do to get this check. My retired folks, enjoy your retirement. Okay, you work hard for it. I was thinking, Ms. View, I've been counting down. I'm like, oh God, I still got ways to go, but this is what I would like it to look like already. I'm already designing it. Mother Trisha Lane, thank you for coming through. Naris 21. My Incredible Hulk, who's in the sky, and everybody else who watches the replay. And Castro Canon. This is not this is directly to you. As a matter of fact, let me tag you on it. Let me teach you a thing or two.